Hey guys, I'm making a second video today because I feel like it. Uh, Essentially, what I've been thinking about and wanted to elaborate my thoughts on is that I'm a pretty, I guess say, not nice or mean person, and I sort of always thought that I was like a nice person. I don't know when I noticed that changed, or maybe I was a nice person and then that changed. Um, I think the first time I sort of understood it was, back when in 2012 when I started playing League of Legends, I would get very mad and like, it's kind of funny, like I would rage a lot or whatever, but like I don't know, it's kind of, let's say, damaging, but like I guess it was weird to learn that part of myself that could get just so incredibly angry um, over losing a game. You can call it just a game or whatever, but obviously psychologically it's not just a game. Something else is going on there. And I'm finding it recent, like essentially what I've done is I've made this sort of rule on myself that I don't want to comment, or yeah, don't comment. So just Reddit, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, don't leave any comments. And I've stuck to it pretty well. I think like a week ago I did make one comment, which was laughing at a person who hated Daniel Andrews. Um, like, oh, you just need to resign or whatever. And like, dude's literally got us to 0 cases for like over 20 days now. Like, I mean, I don't want your right wing authoritarian. It's not right wing authoritarianism. Right wing anarchism to make it so everyone gets COVID. Anyway, side point, politics don't matter. Um, Bigger point is, you know, I've had a bit of free time today. Um, I've achieved a lot. Look at all these marking offs. All this marked off, and this stuff. I'm gonna read this. Nothing personal. Okay. Um, but I spend a lot of my free time, looking at politics and uh, essentially, you know, I'm not the an objective person that I want to be. I don't think anyone is. I do follow people. I do adopt a lot of their views, um, and that's why I want to always preface that I don't know much about politics, um, and don't take really my opinion on anything in politics. Because if I was to make the claim, I would want to actually like, okay, learn how to read studies, learn how to take all these arguments instead of, I guess, regurgitating people who agree with me. And I guess people are gonna. I might make political comments in the future. People are like, "Oh, you're so wrong for these reasons," and then they'll refer to this video, like you said you were, follow people who say. Everyone who says that, oh my god, everyone who says that does the exact same thing. So I do not care. But I'm not getting to the point. These, watching this politics and everything, it just makes me extremely angry, and makes me think thoughts that I don't want to think. Okay, I have these like ideals of like people I'd like to be like, and one of those people is Doctor. I don't even know his. I call him Doctor K. You probably know of him. He's on Healthy Gamer GG on YouTube. And he is like an incredibly like nice person, and can look at people who disagree with him in like this lens of like, I just want to try and understand them. And I am that on the surface. I think I'm very introverted. I'm very polite because I want to keep the peace. Like I was going on a long walk like a few weeks ago, and there was this guy, and it was still when we had like mandatory mask rules. And I put on the mask, and like I walked past him, and we're like in a forest. He's like, "Oh, you should take that off." I'm like, because he was obviously an anti-masker, and literally like, because it's like I went on this like sort of it's like a 1 hour circuit through the forest. Um, I had walked past him like at the start, and he was like talking to this person, which I don't think he knew because I think he's just an extroverted person. He's like, "Oh, I tell the kid," and like this is it like, "Oh, I tell the kids not to talk to their mum about that because I'm divorced and everything, and I don't want them telling them what we do." I'm like, "Oh my god, okay, why are you trying to give me advice when you haven't even got your own life together?" Whatever. And then okay, so he said that to me like, "Oh, why are you wearing a mask?" I was like, "What?" I said. He's like, "Oh, you won't be able to breathe," and I said, "Huh, true." And I was being polite, and I was like agreeing with them, sort of like it was just like a reactive impulse, and it made me feel pretty a bit disgusted at myself that I am so polite, so unconfrontational, that this stupid idiot that I agreed with him out of like politeness. Um, also, but also like, you know, that aside, which is I guess a less issue, but it's still something I want to deal with in my life, becoming more disagreeable, because I'm very agreeable, is the absolute like seething, and you can sort of see it how I was talking about it now, like the hatred. I don't think I had too much, but I did have some hatred for that person, and it ramps up to 10,000 when I'm on like Reddit or YouTube and like looking at these political people I don't like for whatever reason, and even like on Reddit, like you have like public freakouts or fight PORN, um, and like you'll just see these like very violent things that'll like make you angry, and yeah, I don't know how to deal with that part of myself, I guess, because it exists and it fires up, and I guess nothing comes of it because I don't comment and I try to stay away from it, but it still like activates within me, and I like to feed it to some degree, and um, I think that like so the leftists, I guess, will say they get annoyed with people because they're racist, bigoted. That covers everything, right? Racist, transphobic, whatever. And which I think to big degree is like right. Like we are very like we do discriminate against people because I think it's just very integral to our nature. Like, um, and it's something we need to learn how to incorporate and understand in ourselves and get rid of, I guess. Um, but that, but I think the bigger point is the reason people don't want to listen to leftists is because like they're the exact same, except they're the exact same in like not with like the consequence of their I guess bigotry, but like it's the same feeling. And why are you preaching? Like if a Buddhist monk was to like who's like actual like good monk was to tell you like you need to relieve yourselves with like hatred and like and they're saying it without like hatred within them. That's like a lot different to like if you're very hateful and like even if you're bigoted against racists, you're still bigoted. Was that bigotry bad? I don't know. I see it with like the insults like Karen and Boomer. Like you're targeting like Karen. You're targeting a very specific type of person for nothing more than they look a certain way and they they look a certain way. And you could add, oh, but Karens. It's because of the way they complain and all this sort of stuff. But you could say the same thing like to a racist. It's like, oh, I don't call all black people N-words. It's just the ones that steal, and they steal so much more. And like, what's the point here? I don't know. I think I just got a lot of anger inside me. I don't know how to incorporate. I don't know how to deal with it. And the people who give advice on how to deal with it, that aren't Buddhist monks, aren't the people who I want to listen to. So maybe I just need to listen to a Buddhist monk. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, problem solved. I'm going to read the Gita and the whatever. And then I'm going to go to a Buddhist monastery. That's the solution. That's what this video is for. And then because I don't have the answer. I don't know what to do with this sort of anger. But maybe I'll learn some answers there. Video concluded, and I'm going to think about this for a while longer.